I'll tell you, great team win for us today. We came out. We wanted to play our best offense, defense, and kicking game of the year and execute in all four phases. As we talked about throughout the year, we want to get better and better and better and better as the year goes on and play a complete game. You know, and I really think we did, with the exception of red zone offense in the first half, where we had 4 possessions and only got 13 points. I thought we really played a complete game in all 3 phases today and executed at a really high level, and I'm really proud of our guys of battling back. And after that little stretch, where you go to compete for you think you have the opportunity to compete for a championship, you lose it, go on a little skid, and they've really buckled down from that point and finished the season strong.
Questions for Coach? Go ahead.
It looked like twice you got them on no safeties. Obviously the long pass
Yeah.
And then the run by LaMichael. Was that something you guys saw in film that you were looking for?
Well, yeah, absolutely, because they were going to try to stop the run, and the good thing about that is if you can get through, there's nobody left on the back end when they're playing a lot of zero coverage. There's nobody in the middle of the field, so they're doing it to try to prevent you from running the ball, and I think a big key was our ability to run the ball today. Even with that, I think John and Larry and Greg. The whole offense staff did a good job of scheming. Even with that, it's tough when they got all those people up, but scheming to get people covered up and let us predictably run the ball and force them to almost, to stop the run. They were playing zero coverage, and then that's when you get to have your explosive plays.
What do you mean for your program to come up here at the end of your first season and beat your rival for the first time?
Well, it's huge. It's a great rivalry game, and it always is. And I remember watching it growing up. The whole time. So to be a part of it, to be on the field and be a part of this today, I've been a part of it before. I've been in the box experiencing it for the most part. But to be down there on the sidelines, get a win, and to finish off getting a win over your rival in year one is huge.
Felipe really looked tentative early on, was holding the ball, it looked like, and then suddenly, like, the light went on. What kind of changed, and what kind of second half?
Well, I just think him getting comfortable in the flow of the game, and when he gets out there, he's still a young player, he's a sophomore, and you get out there in a big rivalry game, and you try to get all the looks in practice, and then, it's a little different sometimes when you get out there when there's real people coming after you, and but I think, he really settled down. I thought he executed pretty well for the most part.
Yeah, what did you think, just of his overall performance? It looks like he's as good as he's played the second half all year, really.
Yeah, and he did a great job. They gave us some different looks. He got down in the red zone, some different coverages, and and mixed some things up right there. And I even thought he did a good job. There are a couple times we didn't have anybody open, and he didn't force it. He tried to scramble, create, or extend the play, and before he threw it away. But he did a good job and didn't make mistakes, and executed well. I know it's tough to play quarterback at the University of Florida, and everybody's got pretty high standards. But for his first year in this system as a sophomore, he put up some pretty good numbers this year.
Dan, talk a little bit not only about the patience that you showed with Felipe, but the patience Felipe had with himself, and not bad moments, not getting too down about it.
Well, we talk about it all the time. I said that, the opinion that matters is the one that's in the room, in our meeting room, in our facility. Now, when you're 20 years old, that's hard to understand and grasp sometimes. I don't leave it. I don't leave the office a whole lot, so I don't understand and I don't know the opinion that's always out there. But when you're a young guy and you're out there looking at that stuff, I told him right at the beginning. I said, I'm not gonna. You don't have to look over your shoulder. We're going to believe in you. We're going to give you confidence, and you can go out there and throw picks and do that. We're not going to pull you. What you need to do, you're only going to take a seat if you start whining or, you get like droopy faced or not confident or not coming off the sideline trying to learn and get better. And I think once he understood that throughout as the season went, he did really well.
Do you think that's kind of been the story of your whole team this season?
Yeah, well, I think they're finding themselves. You had a team that was 4-7 last year with a new coach, new program, new way of doing things. So there's a lot of firsts. And, sometimes I'll come in the locker room. I remember, you lose to Kentucky early in the season. Everyone's like, 'cause I didn't know if I'm like maybe like throw stuff at them or I'm gonna like start cussing everybody or what, what's gonna happen and. And then how's practice going to be on Monday? And then we win and we go on a little win streak. And, okay, what's that going to be like now? So I think guys really learning of what we expect from them in the program, which is just you just should come up and go as hard as you can every day. And that's the Gator standard, is come out there and give relentless effort in everything you do. And if you look at what have guys done? And I talk to them, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's on the practice field, whether it's in the community, whether it's in the weight room and training, how you live your life, how you carry yourself. There's a standard of which we have to live by. And you don't have to be the best, but you have to do your best every day. And if you do that, you're going to have success. And I think as the year went on, I think our guys really, they're buying into that. They start to see, okay, yeah, Coach, I pat myself back, but you kind of let look and saying, hey, you kind of know what you're talking about. And it's really not that complicated, to be honest with you. You just show up every day and go as hard as you can. And if you do that, great things will happen to you.
Coach, how would you describe this season and compared to having a 4-win season last year and then the possibility of making it to a New Year's Six Bowl this year?
Well, it's great. I had a good season last year personally, so I wasn't here for the 4-win season. So it's hard for me to relate for those guys to that. And one of the things I tried to do on day one was not. Okay, I never talked about what happened. I didn't watch a lot of the film. All I talked about, good or bad, the year before. Because I look at them and said, hey, all I know about you guys is in the last 3 years, in the last 4 years, you've had 2 4-win seasons and played for 2 SEC championships. And that doesn't make any sense, But so I don't want to talk good or bad of what's happened. This is what we're going to do in the future, and there's a consistency and a standard we need to play with every single game, every single week, and how we prepare and how we come out and perform. And I never want to look back. And so I think it's it's great. You look, these guys, these seniors, to get this win today, and having never beaten Florida State. To come out here and get a win is huge, and I'm really happy for them to finish their career against Florida State with this win and say, hey, I got to walk out the door. Maybe the overall numbers weren't where you wanted to be, but I did get a win, and that's a great feeling.
What about stopping your ability to run the ball? What about your ability to stop their run?
Yeah, we did. We did a really good job. I mean, they got a dynamic tailback. A couple of them, really. But I mean, Cam Akers is a guy that can change a game. You saw, the touchdown he scored, one-handed catch. And then they got Jacko Spratt, big physical back that can run you over. And I thought we did a great job of fitting that all day. I think by getting a lead and playing with a lead, kind of kept the pressure on them and kept. Kind of forcing them to be one-dimensional and having to play catch-up, and then you get a little nervous, when you're that way, and you're just thinking, hey, I don't know if we can be patient running the ball when we're behind. So I think, but Todd, we had a great plan defensively, and with the exception of an explosive play here or there and a couple of misalignments early, we missed some checks. Their tempo, they go fast with a lot of different formations. We missed 1 or 2 checks early, but overall, I was really pleased with how we performed on defense.
What's the win here the next 5-6 weeks? You talk about first. So this is your first chance to have this extended time.
Yeah.
Bowl game. How important is that for laying?
Well, it's huge for the future. I mean, I know what our schedule is going to be. They don't, so they're going to it'll be their first bowl game, and with our staff. So what we'll do is we're going to spend. We got academics. We got to finish up strong in the classroom. We'll do some developmental stuff. We'll take the next 2 weeks, really get healthy. Get some good lifts and some runs, and can maintain some strength and some workouts, non-football stuff, and build our strength back up, and then we'll start getting into some bowl prep, and we'll do, we do a lot of base fundamentals early, and then we'll get into game planning and bowl week, that schedule for these guys when we got to find out where we're going, but two, we basically have a schedule for whatever game we're going to go to pretty much already planned out. So when we figure out where we'll go, we'll let everybody know.
I'm sorry. What about his progression sort of got him to this point? Consistent?
Well, I think it was huge. I mean, for him, he continues to work. And one of the things we rotate guys, too, Billy does to keep guys fresh during the game. And, with Tyree, banging up his shoulder, he has a broken collarbone. Give you guys that info. But, he got more reps. Instead of sharing the reps and everybody getting fresh, I'm sure he's going to be pretty tired. You know, I mean, he had to go play a whole bunch of reps out there today, and you know, and had some one-on-one matchups and took advantage of them. And you know, he has size and speed and really good hands, and you see what the player he can become for us in the future.
Dan, this season as a whole, when you kind of look at it too, in terms of reestablishing the brand and the standards.
Well, you know, I mean, I think it's heading in the right direction for us. You know, we want to build a program that competes for not just SEC but national championships every single year, and 9-3 regular season is solid. You know, and it's a lot we can build off of, and you know. But going into next year, I mean, we'll enjoy. We will enjoy the bowl game. I'll make sure our players enjoy the bowl game. I think that's always huge. The bowl. I love the bowl system because I think it's a reward for the guys working hard for a great season. You know, I mean, they get to experience something new. I have no idea where we'll go, but you know, they get to experience something they haven't experienced before. Go to a new location, enjoy it. We have a pretty good schedule for them to celebrate it, and you know, I mean, focus number one though is winning the game. And, you know, make sure we do what we need to do to win. And then we'll start in the off season of we got to be a lot better this off season than we were, you know, this upcoming year. If we want to go be better than 9-3 in the regular season, we're going to have to work an awful lot harder in the off season.
Dan, what bowl game do you think this team should be in?
I have no idea. There's a guy in the back, right? That's on. Oh, there he runs out the door. He's on the committee. Oh, they're talking about us with a bowl game. He has to leave the room, so he had to recuse himself.
Does this team deserve a New Year's Six bowl?
You know, that's hard for me to say compared to, you know, because only 12 teams get to go do that. You know, and I think we've certainly put ourselves in the conversation. You know, as one of those teams that's right there, and I think we deserve to be in the conversation for it. But you know what? There's a lot of teams out there in the country. There's a lot of games still to be played, and you know, and championship games where that have automatic bids that could affect a lot. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, I mean, we put ourselves in a tough position for that a couple weeks ago, but over the last 3 weeks, we've you know, clawed and fought our way back to put ourselves in the conversation.
When you took over this program, did this year exceed your expectations?
I have pretty high expectations. I'm not disappointed. How's that? I have really high expectations, you know, coming in. And yeah, I want to win championships. But I'm certainly not disappointed, and I am really pleased with how our guys bought into the program.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up. We got our players getting ready to come in.